John Brennan is under fire. He's the guy, the first sort of break where we're going to expose Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's conspiracy against President Donald Trump. This started in 2016. We got a whole lot of new clips and new insights on that whole thing. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Today is my birthday. I'm 59 years old. I share a birthday with Herman Munster.
It doesn't matter what you look like. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.
That's Fred Gwynne, Nikolai Tesla, and John Calvin. You combine those three together and you get a me.
It's Doug 30, y'all.
There's nothing wrong here.
I came to party, drinking with my girls, drinking with my boys. Phones in the air, now click. Selfie. Phones in the air, now click. Selfie. Phones in the air, now click. Selfie. Click. Selfie. Click. Selfie. Phones in the air, now click.
Boy, do I ever feel 59 years old. The last commercial today I'm going to do, it's just on a ministry that I'm involved with called Rebuilding Hope. I hope you guys will give some money to that. As a birthday present to me, you're going to make a donation to it if you want. Watch this. Okay, you guys know I don't read advertisements on my channel. So instead, I want to have you give to this charity that I support. I've been on mission trips for the last 3 years. This fourth mission trip, I'm working here all week so that you can support Rebuilding Hope. You don't have to even pay anything. You just watch this video, just watching the commercials on my 4 videos a day. You're paying me. All that money is going to Rebuilding Hope for this week. I'm also asking, this Thursday is my 59th birthday. So instead of giving me a birthday present on July 10th, I'd rather have you send some dough to Rebuilding Hope. Here's a quick clip. I'm just going to go over this with you since we go through our clips together. This is our church, our team right now that is doing some sparkling over in Dalton, Georgia, at Margie Taylor Greenland.
Really get it this time. Do you have me telling you?
A wheelchair ramp. They usually build at least 3 wheelchair ramps for the poor for free every year. And she's a mule, the beloved Miss Tenaple. She's cooking 3 meals a day for 40 people in our church. And then she goes out and works all day. And I'm sitting here working, making videos because I said, look, I'm going to be able to raise some dough and get it to the Rebuilding Hope ministry.
The bathroom because I'm taking.
Look, isn't she beautiful? Married 35 years. It feels like it's only been 2 weeks. This link is going to be in the description, which will take you to the Rebuilding Hope website. It's just a give page. There's a give. We're using Zephy to donate, or down here at the bottom is what I recommend. Just use PayPal. You can donate. Pop in your credit card here. Give an amount. Give to Rebuilding Hope. You guys are already giving thousands of dollars, by the way, so thank you for those donations. Now let's get to John Brennan.
This is by far the greatest political scandal in American history. It dwarfs Watergate. It dwarfs the Pentagon Papers. Let's look at the timeline. On July 28th of 2016, John Brennan briefed then President Barack Obama on the Clinton plan to smear President Trump with Russia collusion. The very next day, July 29th of 2016, he formed an interagency task force. That task force compiled fabricated allegations against President Trump. On July 31st of 2016, they opened up the Crossfire Hurricane investigation, which was not an investigation. It was an operation that was led and directed by President Barack Obama. This is the greatest political scandal in American history. We must hold those responsible for this scandal. Otherwise, we are no greater than a third world country.
Okay, so we're getting on that. You guys know this. I see a lot of your frustration where you go, nothing's going to happen. No one gets arrested. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Nothing is going to happen and no one will get arrested if you don't have an investigation first. Step one to anything else downstream, you have to investigate and flush out evidence, testimony. You have to create the case. You can't just go out and get someone in America. That's not the way it works. So I agree, it is frustrating and slow, but this is about how the truth eventually comes out. Here's Donald Trump on the same issue. He says, the great Greg Jarrett says, it's clear that Trump was framed. The collusion narrative was a conspiracy itself. The collaborators knew it was a lie, but they manipulated the dossier and the CIA to peddle their fairy tale. Brennan and Comey manipulated the system and the document itself. They abused their power. Comey launched a case against Trump in violation of the FBI regulations. He deceived the FISA court with a dossier to gain a spy warrant. John Brennan used the dossier knowing it was garbage, and he insisted it be put in the Intelligence Committee assessment. Now, we're going to get to a whole lot more, a giant expose. And I think there's some of this stuff that no one has shown you about Brennan. We're going to show you on this episode right now. But first, I want to get to John Brennan's testimony. This is not his testimony. This is his defense on MSNBC. Okay, so let's hear from that guy. I really believe in giving their side of the tale. This is his response to the Trump investigation.
Does it mean that this happened now?
Well, it means, from my perspective, that the women and men of the CIA deserve, stronger, better, apolitical, nonpartisan leadership at such a challenging time of our national security globally with everything that's going on. And it's clear that Mr. Ratcliffe decided that he was going to initiate this, I think, again, to try to satisfy the interest, the urge of Donald Trump, who continues to claim that the assessment of Russian interference in the 2016 election was a hoax. It was not. It clearly was not. Russia interfered. They tried to help Donald Trump. They tried to hurt Hillary Clinton. They tried to, undermine the democratic foundations of our country in terms of our election integrity. This has been validated over and over again. Move on. Get over it. But clearly, Donald Trump, believes that this is something that I think continues to need to be looked at and criticized. But again, I stand behind the assessment. I think the assessment has stood the test of time. And again, I point to those reviews that were done in a apolitical, nonpartisan fashion.
Okay, I think that's delusional. So he's doubling down on it, just so you guys know. That does not prove that he was lying. I'm only saying every expert we've gone to so far in their investigations disagreed with his conclusion. I'm going to show you this we're going to go back to that original testimony for just a minute because I want to show you Jim Jordan originally talking to Durham, who did the investigation on the report. This is Jim Jordan asking Durham about Brennan.
Mr. Durham, in the summer of 2016, did our government receive intelligence that suggested Secretary Clinton had approved a plan to tie President Trump to Russia?
Yes.
Was that intelligence important enough for Director Brennan to go brief the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, the Attorney General of the United States, and the Director of the FBI?
Yes.
And was that intelligence put then into a memorandum, a referral memorandum?
Yes.
And was that memorandum then given to Director Comey and Agent Strzok?
That's who it was addressed to, yes.
Did Director Comey share that memorandum with the FISA court?
I'm sorry,
Did he share that memorandum with the FISA court? Did Director Comey do that?
I'm not aware of that if he did.
Did he share it with the lawyers preparing the FISA application?
Not to my knowledge.
Did he share it with the agents on the case, working the Crossfire Hurricane case?
No.
Didn't share it with the agents on the case. Can you tell the committee what happened when you took that referral memo and shared it with one of those agents, specifically Supervisory Special Agent Number 1?
We interviewed the first supervisor of the Crossfire investigation, the operational person. We showed him the intelligence information. He indicated he had never seen it before. He immediately became emotional, got up and left the room with his lawyer, spent some time in the hallway, came back.
He was ticked off, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was ticked off because this is something he should have had as an agent on the case. This is important information that the director of the FBI kept from the people doing the investigation.
The information was kept from him.
The information kept from that's by Comey and Brennan. I'm only going to help you explain what this testimony means. If Brennan believed, like the last clip said, that this was non-political and this proved that Trump was working with, or Russia was trying to help Trump and take down Hillary, why didn't Brennan share it with this Agent 1, which Jim Jordan and Durham, Special Counsel Durham, are bringing up right now? He jumped all of the interior, the honest workers in the FBI, in the CIA, in actual committees. He jumped them. None of them saw it. Like, in other words, it got to Adam Schiff to politicize and got leaked out to the press to politicize before any of the agents inside saw it. After they saw it, they said, this is politicized. This is garbage. This doesn't prove Trump and Russia at all. So all I'm saying is, if Brennan actually believed it was a smoking gun, why didn't he share it with any legit person within the agency? They deliberately worked around them. Now here's Trump on Brennan, and I love this too because I think he's playing his hand pretty close to his chest. He's not jumping ahead of it and calling names and saying they need to go to jail.
James Comey and John Brennan, now under criminal investigation related to the Trump-Russia probe. Do you want to see these two guys behind bars?
Well, I know nothing about it other than what I read today, but I will tell you, I think they're very dishonest people.
I know nothing about it. He's going like, we're going to let the investigation take care of itself. I think that's good because it forces everyone down the chain to go look at evidence instead of trying to take his lead on get Brennan. I'm saying get Brennan. I'm saying throw Brennan in jail. But Trump, the president, he's being very responsible and correct with his power. He should not be pushing to jump ahead of evidence and investigations. Let the investigation play out and see if they shake anything out.
I think they're crooked as hell, and maybe they have to pay a price for that. I believe they are truly bad people and dishonest people. So whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, happens. I'm on board with that too. I hope whatever happens is him going to jail. This is another clip of Trump when they asked, what if a drone gets flown in to Mar-a-Lago and hits you from a terrorist? I know this doesn't seem like it's tied to it, but it is, I think. Watch this.
There is an Iranian official who says you, President Trump, have done something that he can no longer sunbathe in Mar-a-Lago. As you lie there with your stomach to the sun, a small drone might hit you in the navel. It's very simple. Do you think that's a real threat? And when is the last time you went sunbathing anyway?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't know. Maybe I was around 7 or so. I'm not too big into it. Yeah, I guess it's a threat. I'm not sure it's a threat, actually, but perhaps it is.
Perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't. Oh, it's a threat. You fly, say, 100 different drones with some kind of a poison tipped anything or C4. You fly 100 of those into Mar-a-Lago, that's trouble. And they go 100 miles an hour. No bueno. But you don't have to worry about some kind of a terrorist attack. It's a good thing no one in our intelligence agencies are Islamists. This is breaking on this channel. I never heard this before. I'll bet none of you knew this either. John Brennan is a Muslim.
But for more than 3 decades, I have also had the tremendous fortune to travel the world. And as part of that experience, to learn about the goodness and beauty of Islam. Like the president during his childhood years in Jakarta, I came to see Islam, not how it is often misrepresented, but for what it is, how it is practiced every day by well over 1 billion Muslims worldwide, a faith of peace and tolerance and great diversity.
And like the Somali Muslims in the Somalia country, the #1 place in the world for female genital mutilation, hitting about a 90% rate by all of their little girls. That's what he means by peace and diversity.
وهناك دراسة عربية في جامعة أمريكية في القاهرة وهذا في سنة 1975 و76.
Holy smokes, am I supposed to be impressed with that? That's terrifying.
وسافرت إلى الأردن وفلسطين والقدس وتونس وبعد مصر ساكن في الشرق الأوسط تقريبا 6 سنة. And during a 25-year career in government, I was privileged to serve in positions across the Middle East as a political officer with the State Department and as a CIA station chief in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, I saw how our Saudi partners fulfilled their duty as custodian of the 2 holy mosques of Mecca and Medina. I marveled at the majesty of the Hajj and the devotion of those who fulfilled their duty as Muslims by making that pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage, okay. I've heard enough of this guy. Deeply suspect. That is the most psycho thing I ever heard in all of my last year of doing these videos, guys. I had no idea that about Brennan. No wonder why he tried to frame and remove Trump from office. And this is why I'm celebrating that Trump works with the Jews in Israel, because Barack Obama hates it. Biden hates it. And Brennan is falling over himself in disgust. I just want to go back. This is an article from over 10 years ago in The Guardian. This is before any of this investigation ever came out. People all knew what Brennan did. This is over in the UK. How are they so smart and our own media can't figure it out? CIA Director John Brennan lied to you and to the Senate. Fire him, says Trevor Tim of The Guardian. Private apologies are not enough for a defender of torture, the architect of America's drone program, and the most talented liar in Washington. The nation's top spy needs to go. As reported Thursday, that an international investigation by the Central Intelligence Agency's inspector generals found that the CIA improperly spied on U.S. Senate staffers when researching the CIA's dark history of torture. It was hard to conclude anything but the obvious. John Brennan blatantly lied to the American public again. The facts will come out, Brennan told NBC News. That's what he's going with. And to Dianne Feinstein issued a blistering condemnation of the CIA on the Senate floor. Here's Ron Wyden back then from 2014. The CIA broke into the Senate computer files, then tried to have Senate staff prosecuted. Absolutely unacceptable in a democracy. This is about his support of the drone program. So my point is, John Brennan is a long-time liar, long-time proven liar. And he's one of those like Mayorkas and Merrick Garland. Just a straight-faced liar, man. They can sit there under testimony, no sweat, say with a straight face. We did not politicize the CIA when we said that Russia was trying to get Trump elected, though there's no evidence of it. What do you guys think? Is John Brennan going to get completely exposed in this investigation? I just want to see if it's putting a dent in any of you, because I hear a lot of, oh, nothing's going to happen. And don't forget, it's my birthday. If you want to make a donation to Rebuilding Hope, the link is in the description below. I'm Doug in Exile.